collaborating? Hi, Leo. Hi, Francisco. I'll start with the same question. Please introduce yourselves, not your company.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Francisco Forsamso. Now leading the collaboration with the startups in Granlund, and I've been working more than 10 years with innovation. So, yes.
All right, then hi, I'm Leo Salama. I'm the CEO of Make a BIM. I'm an architect by background, trying to solve my own problems through code and AI.
Leo, Make a BIM makes digital building information models out of structural drawings or, for example, PDFs. I have to admit, I'm again a bit of a lost. What does it actually mean?
Yeah. So this is actually something any one of you can try out. You can go to makeabim.com. If you have some drawings, you can put them in there, click generate. It's going to create a model for you. So you have an image of a floor plan, for example. You can input it there and get a model. I see some people nodding here. That's actually good.
Yeah, now you have to explain me also what is a BIM model.
Yeah, sorry, exactly. So BIM model is an architectural 3D model. It's a little bit, there's a little bit more information in it than in just kind of like a typical 3D model. It is something you can use in a design software, for example.
That helps a bit. Okay, let's take this into Granlund's context. What got you interested in the Make a BIM solution?
Yes, well, Granlund has been working with BIM actually from the 90s, and many times it's part of the DNA of Granlund, but many times those models are not available. So it was very logical to test Make a BIM application, and we have many projects where we have used Make a BIM, so it was very logical.
How do you see what are the main benefits of using this new solution for you?
I think we can develop the models ourselves, but usually it's very economic and it's very fast to make the model. So they are also in different levels where we use the models. But yeah, that's.
Can you give me one kind of concrete example how it's being used?
Yeah, we've been using. We had meetings from the beginning of the year every week with Make a BIM actually. So we tested in 5 different business units. One project was a renovation project where usually the model is not existent. So we were able to use the model to aggregate data from, for example, physical surveys, tests. So that was the main case, and also it helped a lot our consultants to analyze and visualize how they would plan the renovation. So before you only had if you had a PDF drawing, but now you have a model, then you can plan better in which phases you would do the renovation, and then you can aggregate data. And also you can then deliver the model to the client, and it has very useful information for the project.
Weekly meetings, I'm going to ask the same question for you. What makes it worth it to meet a startup or a company once a week?
Well, we need commitment from our units. One thing we don't want to do is just collaborate with the startups to say that we collaborate with startups. So what we're doing is we're bringing a business unit, someone who's committed, and even if we stay 30 minutes a week and talk and progress, I think that's the only way where we move forward. This is not, we don't want to do innovation theater. We don't want to, we really want to do something meaningful. So that's the way we want to work. That the business unit is committed to meet with us at least 30 minutes per week.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important for us as well to get kind of like that kind of sparring where we actually meet the people doing this work. This is something they often do manually currently. To understand kind of like the details, what needs to be in the models, how it needs to be used, all of this kind of like detail is really useful for us. So we actually are able to spend our, in the end, limited time for development in the most efficient way possible. So essentially the focus or kind of like development effort into things that will actually provide you value. And in the end, it is also something where you do projects for your your customers. There's a specific budget for them. If this thing can be automated as far as possible, that means that you can actually provide more value to the customer, and that's good for everyone.
This is for Francisco. I actually see that this kind of process reduces your workload when you do it continuously. So that's an easy way to bring in innovation. How do you see it?
Yeah, well, we develop many things in-house, but we need to differentiate what we want to develop, what we can develop, and what. So in this case, MakeABIM was very logical. That is something we would not spend time developing ourselves, even though it's meaningful for us. But I think we need to differentiate those things and then make the logical decisions. Who do we want to work with and partner, and this kind of things.
And what do you do, Leo, to convince Francisco and Granlund to continue working with you?
I think you got me here. So basically, just try to kind of like really listen to you guys. We don't necessarily kind of like have the opportunity to develop the things that are really needed immediately, but they are kind of like affecting our kind of like timeline and priorities, just so kind of like actually delivering what is needed there. So there are very specific things that I know that some of your teams need, and we have someone working on that, and it just takes time to actually get to a point where it becomes super, super useful.
Yeah.
So kind of like some specific features and yeah.
My last question for you, Francisco, is that with working with startups in general, do you see that you can make more or better business at Granlund by working in collaboration with startups?
Yes, definitely, because it opens many other ways of working. I think, especially with our units, we can think how we can make things different if we have this solution in place. So that's how I mean, it's even though it's a pilot and it might work or not, we already learned something of what we can do in the future. So, yes.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, Leo. Any questions or comments from the audience? There's one in behind.
Sure, I'll use the mic. Yeah, so from the BIM models, you were saying you aggregate data from the BIM models to help you plan things out. What does that mean concretely? Like how much flooring you're going to need to procure in order to perform the renovation, how much paint, how many sinks, like that kind of thing? Or what does aggregation mean?
No, in this case was we had the results from a lab. So we were doing a renovation project. We were able to aggregate the results from the lab. So then we would know, for example, which element has passed the threshold, for example, and that helps to decide, okay, this element facade needs to be renovated, but might be that another element is not there yet. So in that way, we help the client to plan the renovation, that you don't need to change the whole facade. You can start with these elements.
Okay, so you're taking like data from the field, putting it into the BIM, and that will help you make basically a prioritized list of the work that needs to be done. Thank you.
And like the benefit out of doing that is that instead of doing this massive renovation, which really costs quite a lot of money, puts the building out of use for a while, it enables you to do a more precise renovation, a smaller, pointing there, and there, which the building stays in use and it's a lot cheaper, right? So that's a really big benefit out of having more data out of a building. And hey, everyone else, ask more questions, like simple questions, hard questions. Feel free to grill us. All right, there we go, one.
I have a simple question because I missed maybe half the presentation. Just wondering, is it paid pilot? I know it's very, is it paid pilot or is it collaboration hours?
It's paid.
Very good.
We all the pilots we do.
It's paid pilot. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I have to actually commend Granlund on the work they're doing. Knowing what's been happening in the built environment sector, I think Granlund is really showing the way in how to collaborate with startups. So for that one, my comments. I'm having to say, sorry, Lars. There's some discussions later on. We need to run on and get the fourth interview going on. And this is actually me saying that actually don't be active. Okay, thank you very much, Leo. Thank you very much, Francisco. And into the last interview and last